So his question was, how do we learn new things? Oh, they learned it because they saw a role model, a real person walk in and do things. Or they learned a new behavior. Ah, yeah, okay. Next step in the experiment. No real role model, but a role model on the reel. Shows a film to these children in which a model does exactly the same thing. And then the children are let into a room where there are Bobo dolls and hammers and so on. And what do they do? What do they do, Andrea? They do the same thing. Whoa, yeah, we would expect that. Huh, yeah, nothing's, well, why is it the most significant experiment? Because he's basically saying, the children are telling us that you can learn new behaviors from watching role models. And those models can be real, or they can be mediated on film, on reel. Ooh. Imagine if we had to learn everything that we needed to learn from real people, in real time, in real space. How inefficient would that be? Because with media role models, you can play with time and space. In an hour, you can show a lifetime. Whoa. You can take your viewers anywhere. No small thing. That's a very big thing. Very, very big thing. The power of mediated modeling in terms of showing new patterns of behavior. New patterns of behavior. How do you learn new behaviors? You could learn it from real people, or you could do we recognize these two gentlemen? Miguel, my teacher, my professor, is sitting right there. And nobody grasped it better. Mr. Bandura was, Dr. Bandura, Professor Bandura was conducting these experiments to look at, because there was a Surgeon General's call out, do children learn aggressive models of behavior from television? He was looking at the effects that television could have in teaching aggression to children. And the brilliance of Miguel Sabido, who says, if children can learn models of aggression, can we also perhaps model pro-social behaviors and have people enroll in adult literacy classes? Or can we model pro-social behaviors, use the same theory in a telenovela, 180 or 200 chapters, spread over 8 months, and encourage people to have a conversation about family planning between husband and wife, or go to a clinic. So here you have Miguel, Dr. Sabido, with Al Bandura tearing down these walls between the real and the real, between theory that's formulated in a Stanford lab and practice at a wide scale, at a national level, at an international level, the wall between entertainment and education. And I know my friend, my Dutch sister, Martine Bouwman, is going to follow me, and maybe she'll talk about peacocks and turtles, but basically she's saying that I'm a turtle, a researcher, dull, very proddy, asking a lot of questions, skeptical, nah, you can't do that. And the creative people who are more flamboyant, like peacocks, creative license. You don't tell me how to dance. And she has done a remarkable job in the last 25 years of tearing down those walls, or at least creating the possibility for the peacocks and turtles to dance. Can entertainment make new dreams possible? Very quickly, South Africa, 1999. Dr. Bauman and I, we were both engaged in this project. This is again a project, we are trying to address the issue of aggression, domestic violence in South Africa. Research, and research is an integral part of doing any kind of entertainment education, as Miguel will tell you, was showing us three things, basically. One, the man in a domestic violence situation felt in control. I'm the captain of the ship. I walk into the house, I shut the curtains, I close the door. In the privacy of my home, I'm the captain. I can do anything I want. First. Second thing, the woman, completely helpless in my own home. Can't even ask for help. Why not? Well, because that's the way she's been socialized. Why does the man think he's the captain of the ship? That's the way he's been socialized. These are social norms at work. When a woman does ask for help, let's say from her mother, research was telling us that she was getting the response, work a little harder on your marriage. Maybe it'll pass. He must love you to hit you. Don't worry, this happens to everybody. Get the idea? Does she want help? Yes. She's screaming for help? Yes. Does she get it? No. Do the neighbors know? So that's the third part. Do the neighbors know what's happening? Oh yeah, of course they do. It's loud, no? It makes noise. Do they do anything? No. Why not? Private matter between husband and wife. So these social norms perpetuate a cycle of domestic violence, which we know escalates over time, leading to consequences which go beyond, of course, the physical. It's emotional, psychological. And not just for the individual, it's for the family, the children. So I mean, as a health issue, this is very dramatic. But this is, bring in Mr. Bandura, bring in the sensibilities of Miguel Sabidos who have tried these things out, and you realize that as the soap opera, as the storyline in the telenovela moves, the pen of an author, of a scriptwriter, can move in different directions. You can manipulate time and space. Symbolic modeling. So on one particular day, when Mr. Tabang is about to beat the heck out of Matlakala, something different happens. The pen moves in a somewhat different direction. The neighbors, instead of doing nothing, as they had done for these years, on television, national television, prime time, decide that they would do something collectively. So they come out of their homes armed with their pots and pans, because they make a lot of noise, every house has them, and they stand outside the abuser's home and begin to bang these pots and pans. Now think about it for a minute. This wasn't a behavior that was part of South African society. It was modeled for the first time, much like the modeling of beating a Bobo doll 40 years ago. And think about it from the perspective of the man. Is the man still in his private world, the captain of the ship, or has that private become public? Is the woman still feeling that, gee, there's nobody to help me, I'm helpless, or does she feel now that she's got friends and neighbors? And do the neighbors feel that they can't do anything? Or do they feel that they can intervene? But not individually. And this is very important for Mr. Bandura. because he talks about efficacy. Do I feel I have the power to change things? Do I feel I can control things? I, as an individual, do not feel comfortable coming out with my pots and pans and standing outside the abuser's home and bang them. Self-efficacy, oh yeah, he's going to beat me up. But if I am with others, I don't mind standing behind my friend Klaus, who's a little taller than me, and bang my pot. So the notion of collective efficacy. I can't do it individually, but I can do it collectively. And if you're trying to change social norms, you've got to show collective modeling. You've got to show that the community models those norms. So, new dreams. So does it surprise us that once this episode is broadcast, that you begin to hear about communities in South Africa which come together with their pots and pans to stop domestic abuse? And you ask the question, where did they learn this behavior from? This is the same question that Mr. Bandura asked. Where did these little boys and girls learn how to beat the Bobo doll? Modeling, the power of modeling. The possibilities that you can create with new dreams that you may dream. So I guess we'll end with this, no? So what walls are we willing to question, scale, bring down? That's a challenge to all of us. That's the monologue I was having with myself. And what will we do when the dream, Mintif, is bigger than any one of us? Trying to model applause?
You're getting real one, of course. Arvind, thank you so much. I'd like to pick up on your signature term, dream, because after having heard from the Science and Entertainment Exchange yesterday or from the Sloan Foundation, my impression is that at least parts of the dream have already come true, if not in Germany, at least in America and other countries. What part is still to do for your dream to come true?
Or what part do we all need to do collectively and as individuals for our dream to come true? So I'm responding to your question with a question, no? Or I'm throwing the question back at others. That's a terrific question to ask. What is it that we all need to do in order to get there, individually and as a collective? Because it is a collective dream. And we know that the Emancipation Proclamation was signed 150 years ago, and Mr. Lincoln could look down at Mr. Barack Obama. It took him that much time. I hope our dream doesn't take that long. No? But a lot of things happened, including August 28th, 1963, when MLK, Martin Luther King Jr., said, "I have a dream that someday." So we all need to do a lot.
Okay, are there questions for Arvind? No questions? Then thanks again. Danke schön. Thank you so much, Arvind Singhal.